going on, everyone? I'm here with my boy Pedro. We are on our way to Orlando Speed World for a private day. I don't know if you could tell, but I got the S13 in the back. This is our first event out since, what, I think 3 months ago, it feels like, with the car?
About 3 months ago.
Been a long time, and we got Pro-Am in 2 weeks, so I needed to come out and at least get a feel for the car with all of the changes we've made. All right, so I got the car unloaded. You'll see I'm running my nice Kanze wheels. 265s in the rear, a 225 up front. I know I'm gonna run into issues once I get the fender installed. It's out for paint right now. The rear part of the fender well gets really close at lock, so I might have to do some more trimming once we get the fender. I'm hoping not, but word on the street is that Kanze is releasing 17-inch versions of the KNPs, which I'm gonna try to scoop before competition. I did take the car to get tuned by Anonymous Calibrations up in Jacksonville, Florida. We did run into some issues as far as what the ECU was seeing voltage-wise, so it only made a stunning 408 wheel horsepower, which in all honesty is plenty, but you know, I'd kind of like to see 450 out of this thing. So if I fix whatever voltage issue we're experiencing, then maybe we'll squeeze a little bit more power out. But with only 2 weeks out from Pro-Am, if I can't get it fixed, then the 400 wheel should be just fine. You will see I have a nice Momo Lesmo 1 seat with halos. I needed this for competition. It needs to be an FIA rated seat. I did have to remove the seat cushion in order to get enough clearance for my head with the helmet on. Kind of unfortunate. I am using Street Faction seat rails, so I have it mounted as low as possible, but I'm still experiencing a little bit of headroom issue. The interior has been completely rewired. Previously, the chassis harness was wrapped around the dash bar, so I removed that in hopes that it would fix the voltage issue, but it didn't. So I'm thinking it might have to do something with the alternator. But either way, a lot has changed, including the coilover setup that I have. BC Racing ER coilovers, 8K spring rates up front, 4K in the rear. I'm hoping that I can really dial it in during this event. The difference between the ERs and your standard BC Racing coilovers is these have external reservoirs with compression and rebound adjustment. I haven't done my research to figure out the best setup, so we'll be toying with it today. In attendance though, look who we have. My good old parents. You might not recognize Drift Dad though with his little goatee he got going on.
Who's the man?
You are.
Of course.
You're also the gray-haired man. But guys, don't you think he looks a lot younger with his little goatee?
He looks hairy.
Well, yeah, he's hairy, but hairy and younger.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, take 10 years off of me. I look like I'm 32 now.
And yeah, how old are you?
42.
Yeah, more like 52.
Well, that's inconsequential.
Yeah, okay. Well, are you guys gonna ride with me today?
No.
Well, you can't because you didn't bring pants, woman.
Yeah,
I didn't bring pants either.
It's too hot.
It is hot, but... All right, Dro, you ready to go out for our first run?
Let's go.
Okay, we're just about ready for our first run. You will have to excuse me. Might not be able to talk all that much because I left my microphone attachment for my GoPro, but you know, that's not gonna stop me from drifting. Kill switch here, ignition. Start. Ready to go. I don't even know the layout. Than before. All right, we did it right. All right. Yeah, surprisingly. right, first couple laps done. The Kendas are holding up quite well. One thing that is really concerning me though, that oil temp. Seeing north of 260 degrees on a couple of those runs, you wouldn't think I would have this issue with this huge Mishimoto oil cooler. But we're running hot. I mean, it is a probably 90-degree day out here in Florida, and it just concerns me. I don't want this thing to overheat at Pro-Am. But to figure out if maybe there's a voltage issue that's making the gauges run weird, I have my laptop loaded up here with HP tuners, so we'll do a couple laps, and then we'll hook up the computer and see what the engine's seeing in terms of coolant temp, since we can't trust any gauge in the car.
All right, so Alan's gonna go out for some more runs. He needs all the practice he can get. It's been, this is really the first time he's had the car out on the track, practicing with it. I think it's premature for him to be taking the car all the way to Dayton, Ohio to compete, but the experience will be good for him. And he may come back mommy's little failure, but that's okay. That's how you learn, right? Decent run there, but he's going to come anywhere close to winning this thing in a couple of weeks. He's going to have to get on a little bit harder, maybe a lot harder. But hey, who am I to talk, right? Mr. Drift Out Failure.
I'm sorry. You good? I mean, I looked at your car, I'm like, okay, please, just nothing bad.
Yeah, I was gonna choose it. It looked like it is bad. It's just the wing now. Your badge bar a little bit. I'm not even gonna, dude, I'm gonna hammer the metal out and then put more fiberglass. I'm gonna call it a day.
I'll pay you for the fiberglass.
Jake, you're fine. You're good.
Thanks for being a good sport, Nick.
No, I didn't.
No, well, yeah, when we were pulling out, it was billowing. So.
Oh, was it?
I'm gonna check it on HP Tuners and see. So HP Tuners is hooked up. Coolant temp, we're seeing 234 degrees, while the interior gauge is showing what? Pegged 250. So there's definitely a misreading here. But then again, the voltage issue that I might be having might be skewing the coolant temp sensor. I don't know. I don't know how all of this works as far as communication between the ECU and all of its little components. But yeah, that's a little toasty for coolant. I don't think the radiator's cracked at all. It just might have overflowed our White Claw coolant catch can. Dang it, dude. I was really hoping that this thing wasn't gonna overheat. Guess it is.
I'll take a look at it.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna find out? Well, given the fact that we're still experiencing overheating issues, I figured I'd call it for the day. Back to the drawing board, I guess, in terms of what we can do to realistically make this thing run a little cooler. What do you think we should do?
Try to bleed it again.
Yeah.
Maybe try bleeding that.
There might be air stuck in the system. Because I am running from the steam vents right into the water pump, so if there's air stuck in there, it might... I mean, maybe it is kind of at the highest point there compared to the radiator fill neck. I don't know. But I've had a fun day. Regardless, it was fun. A day drifting, even though you're overheating, is better than no day drifting at all.
Right?
Yeah.